I live my day as if it was the last. Live my day as if there was no past. Doing it all night, all summer. Doing it the way.
Hello, cruel world. This is Nate here talking about Google Calendar today. So I don't want to spend hours here looking at every little detail, but let's take a look at some of the basics just to get you started if you have some questions. So obviously, calendars are great for organizing all your things that you do. So the first task that you need to make sure you know how to do is how to enter things. There are different kinds of tasks. You can have a normal one-time task that happens one time here throughout the day, certain amount of time, certain amount of whatever. There's an all-day task, which appears up here on top, or you can also have recurring tasks. All of these start to be created a lot of times up here. There are a couple options. If you click this down arrow, you have the quick add, and this understands normal words. So I could say like eat breakfast Saturday. And you can see, since I did not tell it a certain time, it made it an all-day event. Eat breakfast, it showed up on the next Saturday. If I want to do a quick add, eat breakfast at 10 a.m. Saturday, then you can see it shows up there. Now, sometimes you want to be a little more specific, and you can also click the create button and you get right in here. Now, this would be like eat at Taco Bell. And here you just select when you want it to happen. Saturday, I want to eat at Taco Bell. What time? 2:30 till 4. I might be really hungry. And there are lots of options here, but you don't have to enter them all. Now, if this wasn't all day, I could click all day here. Or this is where you get the repeat, and you can say, I want this to repeat every day, happens every one day, or you can choose how often it happens. You could tell it to end never, end after 5 times, end on a certain date. There's lots of options here. So I'm not going to do that. A couple of great things about this screen. This is where you invite people to come to your event. So if you're having a meeting, you might want to enter somebody's name. So if I was going to invite my boss, Amy, I start typing her email, she pops up, and boom, there it is. It shows up. She's on my list. Now, she'll get an email, and it'll say, hey, do you want to attend this? As soon as she clicks yes, where this X is here, it's going to turn into a little check. Or if she chooses not to attend, it'll show me that also. But that way you could see how many people will come or not to an event that you invite them to. Other things that are great about this page, I like to put a few notes here in the description. And if you have even more notes, like an agenda or something like that, you can add an attachment, and that could come directly from your Google Drive. It's most convenient. You could upload other kinds of documents too, but I just like Google Driving it. Why not? Now, if you get forgetful, or if you started forgetful and you're still there, notifications are super helpful. Here we can select, I want an email notification 10 minutes before this happens, 10 hours before this happens, whatever, or I can add other notifications. And, so you could get a notification a year in advance or a month in advance if it's like something important you don't want to forget, or something, like maybe it requires a little more work. You might want to give yourself like a week's notification and then a day notification. Later, you could say, I'm going to remember this, and I don't need so many notifications, but it's a good idea to do that. I'm just going to discard this because I don't need to schedule eating at Taco Bell. Let's talk a little bit more about different calendars that show up here. So obviously that's how I would enter things on the calendar. Now, let's say I wanted to modify this. I have a couple options. If I click on here, you can see I go right to edit event and I come back in. Or if I just need to move the time, I can click and hold this, and I could just like move it around like this. I can even move it to other days. And if I'm like, it's going to take longer to eat breakfast, I could stretch it. I mean, that's a huge breakfast. So there's a lot of things you could do just by clicking and holding it down. Another nice thing to realize is you can change the view. You can have a day, you can have a week, you can have the whole month. even agenda is nice because it kind of shows what's coming up, and there's lots of things. There's different tasks, so you have different needs. You do your own needs. Over here on the left, people have questions about these sometimes. On top, these are calendars that I created, and on the bottom, these are calendars that were shared with me. Other people created them, and they're shared with me. I can always come to this little down arrow and create a new calendar for a new group of people or a new specific calendar that I need. Or over here, these arrows on the left are what expands or closes it down. So if I want to close that down so it's not showing it, that's fine. Also realize that you get a little right arrow coming off of each calendar. And if I click that, I can say, I have these different options. Like I want to mess around with its settings, or I want to create an event on this calendar. If I was going to a specific one, I can share this calendar with other people and so forth. And then you can also color code it. You can see on my screen here, there's different colors. That's because they're coming from different calendars. So that's how you get that. Now, let's say I did not want for now to show this calendar, this yellow one. If I just click on the little box on the left, you can see it becomes transparent. And then all the events from that calendar will no longer show up on my master calendar, which is really an overlay of all the different calendars. So that's good to know. Let's go back to sharing calendars. So let's see if I was on this work calendar. I wanted to go share this calendar. You can see I've shared this calendar with these people. And over here, you can give different permissions to different people. You can let them see the events. You can let them make changes and manage who shares this calendar. You can let them see all event details, meaning everything about it. Or if you want to just share it, just so people know like when you're busy or not, it can come up as show as only free or busy, but hide the details. This would be good, so if like you're going to get a wart removed or something, you don't want to, you're like, I don't really want everybody to know that. You could just put doctor, and then when they see it, it just shows up as busy. You can see I'm getting lots of warts removed here. Look at all these. I'm so sick. I have so many private things here. Okay, just kidding. But that's how you get that. And each calendar, of course, is color coded. And this is just a start. If you feel comfortable, I'd invite you to come up here to the right and go to settings and check it out. Click through it, see what you want. You can have it start at certain times. You can put Monday at the first day on the left, or you can put Tuesday. I mean, you can do whatever you want, really. You can show weather. There's a million things. And then if you're feeling super suave, go ahead and click labs. These are the experimental things that you can add. Sometimes things like the year view is nice if you're a super busy person and you plan 80 weeks ahead and stuff. But yeah, so that's the basics on Google Calendar. I wouldn't share it with you if I didn't believe in it. Give it a shot, and don't forget you can download the app onto your phone too, so that all your events are synchronized on all your devices, which is super nice and eliminates embarrassing times when you forget important stuff. So thanks for watching, and let me know if you have any questions.